What is going on, everybody? Welcome to what is probably going to be my only video series throughout the year of 2024. I got a lot going on in my life, what with a newborn and all of the stuff going on at my 9-to-5 job. It is all I can do to just even find time to play old school RuneScape and not even really thinking about content creation. But I do love making videos and I love tracking stuff, especially loot tabs. So that is what this is going to be all about. If you see my community post or some of the announcements on the videos I did later in the year last year, this series is going to be all about collecting loot for one entire year. And I'm going to do my absolute best to try to keep up with that. But don't you worry if you're trying to get your hands on some of the merch from my old school RuneScape merch store. Yes, I do have a merch store. You can find the link in the description below. The merch store is not taking a backseat. I absolutely love making this stuff and getting it sent out to you guys. Recently, there was a post on one of the old school RuneScape Facebook groups, which somebody had bought a glass for their boyfriend or something like that. You can actually see the picture of the Facebook post here. And I just want to say thanks for posting it. It got a lot of likes, a lot of comments. People were asking about it. So that kind of exposure is absolutely great for me. So I really appreciate taking the time to post stuff like that. If you would like to find something in the merch store that you might like, once again, the description has a link to the store. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to send me a message. So let's get into this video. Why am I doing this? Well, it's kind of just how I like to play the game. I like collecting stuff. I like seeing huge loot tabs. I like setting personal goals for myself. I said I would never go for 200 million experience in a skill. Now, I want to say that I'm not really going for that, but it probably eventually will happen, especially with the XP gains that I'm getting throughout this year, just based off of the first month of January. So throughout this series, I'm going to be posting an update vid, hopefully on the first day of each month, all the way through the end of the year. And we're going to check out a bunch of different stuff. We're going to track the experience that I've gained throughout each month and throughout the year, what my bank value was when I started and what it's currently at, Slayer task streaks, and of course the juicy drop table. So I have actually chosen to use Konar as my Slayer master for the entire year of 2024. Now, Konar is obviously not the best Slayer master when it comes to drops and loot and all that, but a couple of perks are the Brimstone keys that you get from Slayer tasks. When you get drops on a Slayer task by Konar, you have the chance to get that Brimstone key, and Hydra tasks. Now, I've already green logged the Hydra, but the Hydra is still really great money per hour if you are doing those tasks. So that is going to bring me a lot of income, and you will see that throughout the video. Now, the main reason that I chose to use Konar is because the Dusk Mystic drops are on the Slayer collection log page, and those are like 1 in 1,000 or something like that from the Brimstone key drops. So basically 1 in 200 for any piece that you want, but it's 1 in 1,000 for a specific piece. Now, it takes a lot of Brimstone keys to generally finish that out unless you are extremely lucky. So throughout the year, I'm pretty much just collecting Brimstone keys through Konar tasks so I can get that collection log finished. Hopefully I fill some other slots along the way, such as other bosses or other Slayer drops, you know, anything that I'm still looking for, because my Slayer collection log tab is not filled out. Now, not only do I like collecting everything from the collection log, or at least the PVM collection log, I also like to collect the items in the game. Now, when I buy something in old school RuneScape, I buy that item to keep it. I am never going to sell it. I don't care if the price goes up. I don't care if the price tanks. I am absolutely going to keep it. And a lot of times that will benefit you because you're going to make a lot more money using that item than you would if you were to just flip it if the price goes up and then it goes down. And then what happens if you need it and the price has shot up and you've spent that money that you've made? So in my opinion, it is actually best to just buy an item and keep it forever, no matter what the price does. That being said, I make all of my money in old school RuneScape the old-fashioned way, just through PVMing, most of it coming from Slayer and solo bossing. I don't really have a lot of time to go in groups, especially with what I do at work and when I'm at home with this newborn baby, so there's a good chance if I'm doing stuff in a group, I might have to get up and leave in the middle of it, so I don't really want to put my teammates in a position where they would then have to carry that extra spot or, you know, do more damage or anything like that. So all of the stuff I pretty much do is going to be solo, which really makes this video series a whole lot more meaningful to me, just because it's going to be pretty much all me for the entire year. Now, I had a lot of ideas floating around for what I wanted to do with this video series, but in the end, I decided to just keep it pretty simple. I'm going to be tracking XP, I'm going to be tracking XP per month, I'm going to be tracking my bank values, like I said earlier, and my Slayer task streak, as well as the loot tab. Now, throughout the year for the loot tab, I'm keeping every single item I get, and I'm trying to fund this entire endeavor based on alchemy drops that I get. So anything that is dropped and can be alchemized, then I don't even know if that's a word. Is alchemized a word? Whatever, I just made it up. Coin that, trademark it, copyright it, it's mine. Anyways, I am going to just be funding this whole endeavor off of alchemy drops, and with the alchemical hydra being on Konar's Slayer task table, that is incredibly easy to do, and I will show you why when we get to the loot part of this video. Now, also through the year, just for keeping the loot tab, any unique drops I get, I'm also tracking that in a spreadsheet, and I am selling them right as I get them, turning them into platinum tokens, and those are going as a stack into the loot tab. I am also keeping all of my brimstone keys throughout the entire year. Every dark totem I get, and every single clue scroll casket that I get as well. Now, I am stopping in the middle of tasks to do clues with a few different stipulations in there. I am doing every single clue until I get to about 40 or 50 left in the task, because let's face it, I'm lazy. If I have 40 or 50 left in the task, I'll just keep the clue. I don't feel like de-gearing and re-gearing. Additionally, if I do get a clue on a boss task, I'll wait till the end of the trip to go do it and go back and just hope for another one. So all of these caskets going to be stacking up throughout the year, all the brimstone keys, the dark totems, the platinum tokens, and the loot tab. So it's going to be super fun to see exactly how much and what this loot tab will be worth at the end of the year. All right, so getting into this, I am also leaving the Runelight tracker going all year. Hopefully it doesn't screw up or delete or anything like that. And I am playing on a couple of different computers, so there might be some discrepancies in the loot tracker depending on the computer that I am using. I use the one that I play on at work. I also use the one at home, and I use my personal laptop sometimes when I'm just sitting around the house. So you can see right at the top of here, Alchemical Hydra, 831 of those I have already killed in the month of January. So if I do this all year, I'm on pace for like somewhere close to 10,000 Hydra kills in the year of 2024. Will I hit that many? I don't know. Depends how lucky I get with Hydra tasks. I do have that green logged, but I'm going to keep doing because it is good money. You can see I grabbed a claw, and the Hydra claw was actually January 31st to close out the first month of this series. So that was nice to get today. A couple of Hydra leathers. I've already completed 2 brimstone rings, so that is also some good money in there, and you can see everything else in there from those 831 kills. I'm doing all kinds of different tasks. I have almost 11,000 Slayer points, so I can pick and choose exactly what I want to do. I'm not really doing anything super efficient for brimstone keys. I'm just doing this how I enjoy it. I'm doing the tasks that I like, the tasks that are quick, and the tasks that are going to make me money. There are some other ones in there that I do specifically because they're in the Catacombs of Konar and they drop me dark totem pieces. So if we scroll down in this loot tracker, I've got some adamant dragons in there, mithril dragons, definitely doing all of those because I want those chewed bones, trying to fill out that dragon full helm collection log slot. Steel dragons, I do those in the catacombs when they're assigned because I do want to get those dark totem pieces, and some ancient shards are always nice. Skeletal wyverns, not too bad money there, 216, 3.07 million. Bronze dragons are pretty fast, so I did get a task of those, 45 in the Brimhaven dungeon, and they do drop the noted bars because I do have that achievement diary done. So why not? I just do those because it is a quick task and it's just free points basically. Abyssal demons, super unlucky with the abyssal demons. I have 1,048 in the loot tracker right now, not a whip in sight. So I'm over 2 times the rate according to this Runelight loot tracker. And there's just so much other stuff in here. I don't want to spend too much time going through all this. Whoops, superior. I want to hide that. Get that out of there. I don't want to see that. Smoke devils, barrage those. I did get lucky with a task of the Whisperer. For some reason, it didn't count one of my kills. Did the maximum that I can do, 55 of those. Mutated bloodvelds, super easy. Definitely want to get the superior out of there. Get that out of there. Dust devils, bloodvelds, aberrant specters. I do those whether it be in the catacombs or wherever they're assigned. Especially in the catacombs, those are good for dark totem pieces as well. Dagonoth Kings, did a couple of those, got a couple rings out of that task. Aviancies, I'm just kind of lazy at the moment. Don't feel like doing Kriara, so just doing regular Aviancies when I do get those assigned. Noted adamant bars are pretty nice. What else do we have in here? Lizardman, Shaman, I still need the Dragon Warhammer, 7,000 kills, no luck yet. Calphite Queen, when they are assigned in the Calphite layer, I do 25 KQs per task, and then I finish off the task at the workers. I can't stand to do more than 25 Calphite Queens at a time. And down here near the bottom, got some Ancient Wyverns. Still trying to get the Wyvern Visage and the Ancient Zygamites. Those are a pretty fast task over there on Fossil Island, so might as well knock that out for the free points. So that is pretty much it for everything that I've killed. According to this Runelight tracker, 6,005 monsters killed. Total value is 192 mil. All right, so let's get into the juicy bits and see what I have actually come up with throughout the month of January. So in my inventory right now, you can see this is all of the stuff that I've gained that's just kind of more or less in a spot in my bank that I already had. I took my money at the time when I started this, I was at like 45.5 million GP cash, and I was like, that's going to be way too hard to remember and keep track of. So I took like whatever it was to make it an even 45 million GP, and took the rest and dropped it at the GE. Somebody had a nice 500k present whenever they picked that up. And then also for the runes, I had a certain starting point for those. It was like 10,000 Chaos, Death, Blood Roots, 5,000 Astrals, and whatever else. So these are my surplus runes at the moment. Somebody just dropped 82 Cactus Spines. Those are now mine. Thank you. And this stuff here, again, just surplus stuff. And all of that cash, that 17 million GP cash, is all from Alchemy drops so far. So I still have 45 million GP in my bank here, right there, 45 mil. If we examine that, 45 mil flat. So I took the excess out, and so far so good. 17.8 mil in just Alchemy drops that I am plus, or rather I started at 45 mil, 17.8 mil made in cash drops so far. So I haven't lost any money, obviously. I haven't spent any cash on supplies that I didn't already have. As for the other runes, let's see exactly what we got here. So we'll open this loot calculator and throw it in there. So that is 35 million GP for that cash. All of those runes, the super resource ranging potions, I just picked those up at Hydra if I do have the inventory space at the end of a trip. Unfortunately, I grabbed this stupid mist battle staff instead of a heart or a gem from a superior, so that was lovely. Oh wait, let's take those cactus spines out there. 35.2 million. Now for the loot tab, which you just saw flash up there on the screen, we will check that out. 141.7 million GP so far. So I am just a little bit north of 170 million GP in loot so far, just for the month of January. That puts me on pace for, God, I don't know, let's pull up calculator real quick. If for some reason I was collecting 170 million GP every single month, 2 billion GP is what I should end up with by the end of 2024. Absolutely nuts. Other stuff that I'm collecting, you can see in there, 85 Brimstone Keys. 4 Dark Totems so far, not too many tasks, being super friendly there in the Catacombs of Koren. I did get a medium casket from, I think, a Dagonoth task in the Lighthouse, so I have that one there. 50 hard caskets I did throughout the month, and 6 elite caskets. And let's not forget, once all of that is said and done and opened, I will be getting some master clues from all of the hard and elite caskets and whatever else I get throughout the year. So those will be fun to do early January of next year. As for the rest of the loot tab, just stuff that I pick up along the way. Herb seeds, all of the herbs. Hydra drops a ton of noted herbs, so I got a bunch of those in there as well. And you can see there's not a lot of stuff in here, not a lot of unique stuff, as if I were doing Duradel for my Slayer Master. This might be a little bit more full, but this is all of the stuff that I've managed to acquire along the way in just a month of playing. And again, 83 million GP in the platinum tokens. As for how I have accumulated those platinum tokens, here is my unique drops sold spreadsheet. So at the moment, not a lot in there, and that Hydra Claw is accounting for over 50% of those platinum tokens. 2 Archer's Rings, 2 Brimstone Rings completed so far, a Hydra Claw, 2 Hydra Leathers, an Occult Necklace, and 2 Seer's Rings, bringing my total to 83,076,000 GP for those unique drops that I have sold. And to close out the video, we'll check out everything that I have been tracking. So I have started with my starting XP for attack, strength, defense, hit points, range, magic, prayer, and slayer. Once the year's over, I'll fill that out with the ending XP and the total XP gain for the year. As for each month, also keeping track of that coming up on the screen now, so you can see the most experience that I have gained so far is in attack, hit points, and ranged, of course, because Hydra task, I'm using the twisted bow there, tons of XP every single task. So 2.1 mil attack XP gain, 2.9 mil in hit points, and over 5 million range XP just in the month of January alone. If I do get 60 million range XP throughout this year, I'll be pretty close to 200 million ranged XP. Don't know how that's gonna go. As for the other ones, probably what you would expect. Also in there, 2.3 million Slayer XP. I will never hit 200 mil Slayer XP. That is never gonna happen. All right, maybe it will. I don't know. But at this current time, not planning on that ever happening. As for some other stuff that I have been tracking, Slayer tasks. My Slayer task streak when I started was 2,626. Currently, at the end of the month of January, 2,708. I have completed 82 Slayer tasks throughout the month. And last is going to be my bank value, starting just a little bit higher than 7.6 billion GP. Now, obviously, this isn't all from loot. The RS market has been absolutely crazy. A lot of items have been going up, especially the Scythe of Vitur. Accounting for a lot of that with its boost in the buffs it's got recently that made the price go way up. At the current time, my bank has gained 630,890,000 GP since January 1st, and about 170 mil of that is accounting to the drops that I've gotten throughout the month of January. All of the rest is just items that are going up and getting more expensive. That is actually nuts. So that seems good enough for me to close out this video. I had a lot of fun already just in the month of January putting all this stuff together, and I get to do it 11 more times throughout the year and see where we finally end up on January 1st of 2024. I hope that if you are like me, you like watching videos like this, because I could sit and binge watch videos just like this all day. That's why I'm making it. I enjoy watching it, so I am going to enjoy making it. If you did take the time to sit and watch this video and listen to me ramble about drops and XP and all that stuff, well, then you're probably a nerd just like me. So as always, guys, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for all the support that you have given me. If there is something else you would like to see in this video series throughout the rest of the year, I will try to fit it in. I'll see what I can do. If you want to talk about the video or anything you saw in the video, whatever, leave it in the comment section below. I'll do my best to respond. Thank you guys again for watching. I will see you on the next one. Take it easy.